What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, other stimulus check programs, as well as what's going on in the world today. In this video, we're going to cover a very controversial move that President Biden made today, as well as we're going to talk about several stimulus programs, some of which you may not even know about, and some of which are still going to be coming available in the near future and just might mean extra stimulus money in your pocket. We're going to jump right in. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on upcoming video updates on the fourth round of stimulus, the upcoming round of stimulus. Don't forget to hit the like button for me, and let's jump right in. The Biden administration is making some controversial moves on the border. Biden says on the refugee cap, we couldn't do two things at once. President Biden on Saturday explained his initial decision to not increase the limit on refugee admissions to the United States. Speaking to reporters in Wilmington, Delaware, at the end of a golf session on Saturday, Biden explained that he couldn't initially increase the cap due to burdens that the Office of Refugee Resettlement is facing because of an influx of unaccompanied child migrants at the southern border. Biden says, quote, "We're going to increase the number. The problem was that the refugee part was working on the crisis that ended up on the border with young people." Biden said, according to a White House pool report. He says, "We couldn't do two things at once, but now we are going to increase the number." This number is on refugee admissions. This comment comes a day after the White House reversed course on a decision to keep the number of refugees allowed in the U.S. at the Trump-era levels. The decision was made following blowback from Democrats who want to see a higher cap. Biden signed an order on Friday, yesterday, maintaining the 15,000 cap on refugee admissions for the fiscal year of 2021, a controversial number set by former President Trump's administration. It is also far below the cap of 62,500 that Biden wanted to put in place in 2021. Of course, Republicans are already criticizing him for basically allowing new illegal migrants into the country for refugee status. And some Democrats weren't happy initially. Here's what AOC says. AOC says yesterday, completely and utterly acceptable when Biden signed the order to not let in any more new refugees. She says Biden promised to welcome immigrants, and people voted for him based on that promise. Upholding the xenophobic and racist policies of the Trump administration, including the historically low and plummeted refugee cap, is flat out wrong. She says, keep your promise. However, today, after President Biden was facing blowback from allies, the Democrats, the White House says President Biden will move to lift Trump-era refugee caps next month. And then AOC responded with, "This is a testament to the power of people's movements, community advocates, and progressive coalitions have built. Thankful to the Biden administration's decision to respond to organizers today. Now let's get these families to their new homes here in the United States." Yeah, so very controversial issue on this. The U.S. does allow illegal migrants into the country every year, albeit a somewhat small number, but it seems that Biden is going to increase that potentially fourfold. But kind of the more important thing here relating to stimulus, at least, of course, I like to cover things, what's going on in the world today, especially relating to our country. The border crisis is really kind of one of the biggest issues going on right now. But as you've seen that movement there from the Democrats, they organized and rallied, and President Biden literally responded to it. That is exactly what happened with the second stimulus check underneath President Trump. And at the time, there was no such stimulus check. Literally days before they passed the second stimulus check package, the rallies and cries and support actually gave us the $600 stimulus check. They took that money away from states and cities. We're going to be talking about new money here in a second here regarding that. But and then we've seen former President Donald Trump push for an even higher check for $1,400 more. We know that that passed in the House, the Cash Act, and then Mitch McConnell sent it to his graveyard. And ultimately, President Biden ended up passing that $1,400 stimulus checks. So that shows you the push and the momentum, and the people's voices are actually heard in government very often, especially when it comes to stimulus. That's why I encourage you guys to let your voices know. Speak to your state representatives, email them or tweet them on Twitter, especially these people that are pushing for the fourth stimulus check, as well as the student loan forgiveness and the $200 per month Social Security increase. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren, Senator Elizabeth Warren, are co-authors on those last two bills, the $200 per month Social Security increase, as well as the student loan forgiveness. Tweet them, email them, call them, do whatever you have to do, because the more support and the more rallying cry, like we literally just seen happen here on this border crisis issue, it makes a big difference. And when they see this happening, when they see people voicing their opinion, it does kind of push the needle. And that is how we got the second stimulus check. Without that outcry, we likely wouldn't have got a second stimulus check, because initially they were going to pass that package without that check. Quick reminder that the IRS federal tax deadline is moved from April 15th now to May 17th. We're now 1 month away from that federal tax deadline. There's a study that says that 1/3 of people literally wait till the last minute to file their taxes and to get them organized or go see their tax accountant or whoever does their taxes. So you now have 30 days to do this if you haven't filed your taxes yet for 2020. So get to getting, because time is ticking. Also, if you're due a refund, you might want to do it as soon as possible, because tax refunds are more behind than they ever have been. The IRS says they have almost 2 million tax returns from 2019 that they haven't even processed yet. So they are very behind with tax returns. I've seen some of your comments that said you filed your taxes in February and you still haven't gotten your tax refund. Apparently, the IRS is very far behind. They're understaffed, and they've had budget freezes for several years, which has not allowed them to hire new people. And with coronavirus and sending out the third stimulus check, and also setting up the portal for the child stimulus check, the child tax credits that pay you $3,000 to $3,600 that was passed in the third stimulus check package. They're setting up a portal and an online, or a portal and a monthly plan to pay you these checks on a monthly basis starting in about 2 months. And they'll pay you $250 to $300 per child for the rest of the year, and then a one lump sum of $1,500 to $1,800, basically $3,000 for children over the age of 6 through 17, and $3,600 for children under the age of 6. The IRS has to deal with all these new responsibilities. So, yeah, they're very far behind on tax returns. Remember, the IRS, they have a Get My Payment tool for stimulus checks, and they also have a Get My Refund tool that you can just Google, say IRS Get My Refund tool, and it'll come up to check your status on your tax refund, or check your status on your stimulus check if you haven't gotten it. If you haven't gotten your third stimulus check yet, it's very likely you will be receiving it in the mail unless there's a problem with your account. I haven't seen any new information if they're sending out any more direct deposits. So likely it will be in the mail for you. So make sure to watch out for that. The third stimulus check program has $350 billion going to states and cities. This graph shows how much each state is getting, and it's based on their population. California, out of that $350 billion, will be getting $42 billion, again, because it's based on population. The four largest states, Texas is getting $27 billion. New York, $23 billion. Florida, I'm probably in the way here, but Florida is getting $17 billion. Georgia, $8 billion. Alabama, $3 billion. South Carolina, $3.6 billion. North Carolina, $8.7 billion. So all of these different states are going to be getting billions of dollars, and they might be receiving it here soon, because we just seen Ohio actually pass a stimulus package here today in the U.S. House of Representatives. They passed a package for a $300 million coronavirus relief plan. The bill now goes to the Senate. And these are the type of packages that we will be seeing, hopefully nationwide. We will be seeing likely a lot of different states pass brand new packages like this, and the several different states that we just seen recently pass packages, such as the California Golden State stimulus package, stimulus check, that pays $600 to about 6 million low income Californians. By the way, if you haven't gotten your California $600 stimulus check, the Golden State stimulus payment, you can call this phone number. I looked it up for you here, 1-800-852-5711. As you can see here on the screen, if you haven't gotten your $600 Golden State stimulus payment, you can call this. Remember, you have to file a 2020 tax return and qualify for the different criteria that they have. You can Google it if you want to see the criteria. I've gone over it before, but that's a number you can call, and that is for the California $600 statewide stimulus check for low-income Californians. Some of the other states that recently just passed it is Maryland. As you can see on the screen here, the Maryland Relief Act of 2021 gives $300 to $500 stimulus checks. This relief began with immediate payments of $500 for families and $300 for individuals who filed for the Earned Income Tax Credit. Similar to federal stimulus payments, no application for relief is needed, but you do need to file a tax return. You can see the qualifications here on the screen, and the Maryland package is $178 million for 400,000 Marylanders. New Mexico also just passed a program for $600 stimulus checks for New Mexicans. So, yeah, we've already had several different stimulus check programs. Those last three were really passed before the states got their money. The states should be getting their money about now or in the near future. So really this Ohio one that's passed the Ohio House of Representatives now is kind of the first one that I'm seeing on the block. I'll keep you up to date because I think we're going to see a lot of states come out with statewide stimulus checks for low and middle income residents from their states, as well as more states and counties stimulus checks that states are going to be paying from their own money. I remember last year, it was like in the fall from the first stimulus check package. If you were watching the channel back then, I was literally having new programs to announce almost every single day. Once states got this money, the last time they got money was from the very first stimulus check package. So that's why you might be saying, oh, my state hasn't passed anything. They haven't really gotten any new money since all the way since the first stimulus check package. So way back in March and April, and it took them a couple months to set up these programs. But all 50 states are going to be getting money, as you've seen on that graph. So, and they have a new provision in the package this time around that says they don't get all the money up front now either. They have to, they're going to get about 50% of the money unless it's a very high unemployment state. They're going to get only 50% of the money, and then they're going to have to prove to the federal government how they spent the rest of the money. So your state actually could do stimulus checks and stimulus programs for kind of this fourth wave of stimulus checks in different waves even, because they could get some money up front. They may have to pass some programs, and then they could get another wave of money. So what your state does with it is really up to a state. They can give it to small businesses. They can give it to people via stimulus checks. They can do it for earned income tax credits. They can do it for mortgage and rental assistance. We've seen in the past, we've seen some states last time around actually give out debit cards to give to people. That was on the county-wide, from one county. I can't even remember. I think it was in Florida, but possibly Miami. Let me know if you remember that program. But they were giving out like $250 debit cards as a stimulus check, basically, and also they had to use it on their local businesses so they could use it for food or stuff like that. But it helped stimulate their local economy. And I remember seeing programs like Orange County, Florida, passed 3 different rounds of $1,000 stimulus checks for Orange County, Florida. We had programs like that all across the United States. I remember having entire videos dedicated to where I just went over program and program and program and program, literally dozens of these across the country. So that is something to look forward to because, like I said, the states are going to be getting $350 billion from the third stimulus check package. And once they start getting this money and they take some time to set up the programs, I think Ohio is kind of preemptively passing this program, thinking they're going to be getting the money in the near future. Um, but I think this is kind of the start of it, as we'll see more and more states start to get money and open their programs or maybe even pass packages preemptively. Also, if you know about any rental assistance programs from your state or your county, please comment them down below. Or if you just recently got rental assistance or mortgage assistance, comment down below. Let our viewers know if it's open or how long you had to apply or something like that. We talked about that a lot in the last video, and a lot of people kind of don't know how to do this. So we went over this in the last video. You can watch that. I'll link you to that here in a second. But a lot of people need encouragement to go and look for these programs. If you know about them, comment them down below what state and city or county you're in and how much you got or if you applied. And don't put any links because they'll go to the spam filter. If I see them, I'll try to approve them, but I get a lot of comments that every day, and I can't even go through them all. But if you can, maybe put a link, but just delete the .com part and put like space dot space com, so the spam filter doesn't pick it up. But yeah, let our viewers know, let our extended family here know, our community, let them know if you got recent mortgage assistance or rental assistance, or if you got it previously. This will help out our viewers kind of feel out. Remember, sometimes you have to dig online to find these programs, but once you find them, they could mean thousands and thousands of dollars in your pocket. So I'll keep you up to date on all the new news of the upcoming fourth stimulus check, these upcoming state and county-wide stimulus checks and stimulus programs, as well as everything else on the docket here coming in the near future. The expansion of Medicare to include hearing, dental, and vision coverage, possibly lowering the age limit to 60 or 55 for Medicare and possibly Medicaid, as well as these child income tax credits, checks that are coming out. They also could expand that in this fourth package, the infrastructure package. So there's a lot on the horizon. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. I will keep you up to date on all these different programs, so don't miss an episode. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I cover different programs and different stimulus items in different videos, so don't miss an episode so you don't miss something that pertains to you. There's also a share button down below so you can share this video with your family and friends so that they know about these different programs when they become available and that they can join our family here on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. This video is my last video about mortgage and rental assistance, where we go a little more into detail on this. Click that to watch that next if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video.